So in the last session I have discussed about that with after logging as a user by pictorially or front end, we have seen that how to add expenses, view expenses, update expenses, delete expenses, as well as log out, isn't it? So front end, over front end we have seen, and today we'll go with that their back in individual one by one, isn't it? So let me so if our front end is clear, accordingly we'll go with that back end. So before that, let us go with that front end once again, and let us see that code. So if we are able to see over here, we are having this login and login credential. I have remembered over here that Sonu, right? SONU. It is not taking English.
Yeah, yes.
Sonu SO. I'm not. Achha, okay. SONU@gmail.com and SONU only, right? Let me hit enter. So we'll register over here. After registration, what we'll do, we'll have to uh, add expenses, right? So Sonu has registered. Sonu, whatever that expenses will get added, which is been added by whom? That Sonu user only. Clear? So let us see that still it is running. So this is our front end, and we can see that Sonu got logged in over here very successfully. This is the username and this is one logout button. Both are working, and after that, whenever user got logged in over here, now we are having two new tab options. What is that? Add expense and view expense, right? So user can add expense as well as user can view expense. So I am clicking on this add expense. That add expense page will get opened over here, isn't it? So now that add expense page is there, we can fill this form and we can save it. After saving, all these details will get saved where onto database. So these things we have already seen in that previous session. Now we are moving further with our backend code, isn't it? For this, what we have to do, like that login page, we'll have to first see where is that login page. We are having login page src main web app, and over here we are having component css images and user. What is this image? This image is nothing but what, whenever we are logging onto our application, we are able to see this kind of images. So these images are available over here itself. It is not available into that database. So these images are actually showing on our application, running applications, and this is your image, different image, right? So let me close it down. Okay, now we are having user login, right? This is that login page. Whenever we are clicking on this login page, what is happening actually after login page? So after sorry, so on this login page we are able to see we are having, where is that login page? This is one form available. This is the form, and in this form what I am having this action tab. Action tab is having which URL logging servlet. Means what it means, whenever we'll click on this login button, what will happen? Whenever I will click on this login button, whatever the details I have filled in this form will get submitted. but where it will get submitted? It will get submitted at this URL, login servlet, and using method what? Post, and all these details will get transmitted where? Using HTTP protocol. Why? Because this is what? Client server architecture based protocol applications, right? Web based application, web based application followed what? Following which one? Client server architecture. Client server architecture is what? Client means what? Browser. Server is what? The server which actually give you the response after processing your request. In case we are having which server? Apache Tomcat over here, which are running this one. Very that this is the Apache Tomcat server, version is having 10.1, on which application is running? ExpenseTracker. Very that ExpenseTracker, your application is this one. So this is that ExpenseTracker which is running on this server, and where is the client is this your browser. Here is your browser. From here whatever you will after saving, all this field details will go using this HTTP protocol. Where is that HTTP? Is that HTTP? Yes, you can see it over here, it is an HTTP. So let me Control A, Control C, come over here and just print that address. You would be in a position to see that. Are you able to see? HTTP : and this is the same thing, isn't it? So using this HTTP protocol, all that field data will be get transmitted, but you are by following which method? Post. Post means what? It will encrypt and it will hide data transmission over that HTTP, means over that HTTP, that details whatever you will fill in that form will not get shown where? Over here. In case of get method, if you will use get, all details whatever you will fill over here will be available over here. So that is not secure, right? For that reason we are using post method. Clear? Now on which URL all this will get submitted? Login servlet. So for that we must have to have this login servlet configuration. Yes, for that, since this is what JSP servlet based application which is basically we are using also we are using which one? That Hibernate, right? But JSP and servlet we have used over here, isn't it? So this is that JSP, and this login servlet is an URL. For that we must have to do that mapping, isn't it? Where we'll have to do that mapping? In that servlet deployment descriptor. Where is that deployment descriptor? Babe.xml. Where is that babe.xml? We can find it over there, babe-inf. This is that babe.xml. Over here we can do configuration manually for that server JSP and servlet mapping servlet mapping, right? But we can, that is very much complex, and complex, as well as we can have error more. To avoid that those complexity, we can do configurations annotation based, right? Only one annotation is sufficient to avoid writing this kind of configuration over here in that deployment descriptor, isn't it? Yes, but we must have to do configuration either annotation based or manually in that web.xml. For that, where I have done this one, in that login servlet page. Where is that login servlet page? It will come over here in this login.jsp. We are having this URL. Where this URL login servlet I have written in that login servlet. I I made this one servlet package over there. I am having this login servlet. This login servlet, if you are able to see, I have given those URL over here. Login servlet, this is as similar as here, this one login servlet, isn't it? So whenever we'll click on this login button, what will happen? Sorry, we are on that login, right? We must have to be where? We must have to be over here on this add expense button, isn't it? So the concept is same only. So add expense. So okay, so on that login servlet I'm showing this one. After logging, what will happen, will this servlet will get executed, everything will happen same. And after that, what if everything is valid, then what will happen, if user is valid, their email id and password is valid, then what will happen, after login we'll have to display that user sections or not. Yes. So if login user is not null, means what, login is successful. For that, in that case, where we'll have to go, we'll have to go in that user home page. So this is that response dot send redirect. This is request dot get context path. What it will give, it will give complete base path of our application. Where is that base path of our application? This much. So this much will be given by this request.get context part over there. This will get attached URL user home dot jsp. Now user home dot jsp, where is that? In that user section. Where is that user section? This is that user section. In this user section, where is that user home dot jsp? User home dot jsp is available or not? Yes, user home dot jsp is available. After successful login, on which page we will come? On this page we will come. Clear? On this page we have included which one? That we have included nav bar, isn't it? That add expense and view expense is available over here. It is not available over here. But that add expense and view expense, where I have shown on nav bar. This is on nav bar only, right? Means we will have to go inside that nav bar. Where is that nav bar? In component nav bar. Where is that component nav bar? Component is over here. Over here we are having nav bar. So in this nav bar I made one condition over there. What is that condition? You might be feeling little bit complex, but you have to go through with this. You have to do practice a lot, then only all things will come into your picture. So a lot of validations is written over here. So we are in that nav bar, right? This add expense and view expense I have displayed, but under which condition I have displayed it? Under this condition. Where is that? See if is what? This is one statement of our JSTL, JSP, JSTL, isn't it? So see if test not empty. Which one? User login. What is this? Whenever we are getting logged in, during that period of time, after successful login, if you are able to see, I have used session attribute. On that I have attached logged in information. The user which got logged in, their information I have attached with this session, and then I have forwarded via requested get context path. Means what? It will be available throughout the session or on all pages until I will remove it manually or will restart our application. So this is the login user, and when it will get attached? When user will get logged in successfully, isn't it? When user will get logged in successfully, then only will have to display add expense and view expense. Yes. So at this nav bar I am checking whether this logged in user is not empty. Not empty means what? User logged in successfully. If user logged in successfully, then only you need to display which one? Add expense and view expense. If it is empty, it means what? User is not logged in. If user is not logged in, what is the need to display add expense and view expense? No, because user is not logged in. Then why we need to display? Without login, how will give this authority to add expense and view expense, isn't it? So this way we are able to see. But where it is written? On nav bar. Where I have used this one? I have used it on this. I have included this where? In this user home dot jsp. How we reach over here? We have reached over here after successful login. So if login is successful, request response dot send redirect where on this user slash user home dot gsp user home dot gsp. At this we are having navbar. On this navbar we have shown add expense, view expense. Whenever we'll look on that add expense, it is under hyperlink anchor tag a, right? Anchor tag a, it means what? It is a hyperlink. Whenever we'll click on this, it will reach, it will go, one url will get hit. And where is that url? href. Where is that href? Over here. Where is the start of anchor tag? Over here. You are able to see. So this is complete anchor tag, right? Up to here anchor tag is there. Getting my point? And this is which one? This is the symbol of Google font or Google icon, font icon, isn't it? Where is that font icon? This one, add expense, this symbol icon. Clear? Yeah. So on this we are having href. On this href where I have forwarded, whenever user will click on this add expense, request will get forwarded where slash user slash add expense dot gsp. Where is that add expense? Inside user add expense. On this page we will come. Clear? This is some styling which I have used, and this is the region. On that add expense we are able to see this is border is given something, and this is all in style format, isn't it? Now leaving this one and for coming to that our main topic. So add expense is a form. Yes, this is the header which I have used in that bootstrap. Is this header card header? Yes. On inside that card we are having card header. On that card header I have written the header name as add expense. Clear? Now leave about all this, come inside. We are having card body. On this card body what I have written? On card body I have written one form. What is this form? This form is nothing but what? Add expense form. This form which is having, on this we are having form this title, price, description, date. This is that complete card. This is one card. On this card we are having this add expense header, card header, and inside this card header inside this card we are having card header. Inside this card header we are having header name, and inside this card we are having card body. On that card body we are having form. Form is having what? Title, price, description, date, time. Title, price, descriptions, date, time. Title, price sorry, description, date, time, then save button. Clear? Now whatever the value we will input, we are having input tag for that. Yes, whatever the value we will input, to catch all those value onto servlet, we must have to use one another attribute that is called name in input tag. So that name is what? Name is what? Title. Name is what? Price. Name is what? DESC. Name is what? Date. Name is what? Time. That's it. After filling this form, we'll click on save. After saving, this data must have to go at servlet, right? On which URL it will go? That URL I have written here in that action. In that action, what is that URL? Save expense. Save expense, that is okay, but before that I have used two double dot then slash. What is meaning of this one? Remember, this add expense is available where? Is this available into that default directory? No. Default directory, what it means? src main web app, that's it. Inside that web app, whatever the file will be there, that is what default. So inside that web app, what are those files? Inside that web app we are having home, index, login, register. This is default. But is this add expense is available in this web app? No. It is available inside web, but another folder. Which folder? User folder. So to execute, to look for this URL, first we must have to come out from this folder. To come out from this folder, double dot slash we need to use. When we'll use double dot slash, we will come out from this user folder. Now we are available at which level? Web app level. And from there we will look for which one? This save expense URL. For this save expense, we are having servlet. Where is that servlet? Save expense servlet. In this servlet, this URL I have annotated. Save expense, right? Save expense, just you see annotation web servlet. Save expense is there, means it will look inside this complete src main java. Which URL will get looked? It will look for save expense URL in entire src main java. Inside this package, in entire sub packages, it will look for this URL. In which classes, java classes, it will get matched, that will get executed. So this is available where? In this save expense servlet. So this will get executed. Now over here it is annotated with web servlet, means this is annotation based servlet configuration. So we no need to configure it into our deployment descriptor, that is what servlet deployment descriptor, which is what web.xml, which is available inside web app web-ina. Inside that web.xml, there we no need to do configure, because it is annotation based. Simple annotation is sufficient to configure it. Clear? Means now this page will get executed, means whatever the value you will be submitting over here, after filling, once you will click on that save button, this respective URL will get executed, means all data will come on this page, isn't it? How this will come? You have to set the debugger over here, then you need to run it in debug mode, run as debug mode. How to run it as debug mode? You click over here, right click, and over here how you will set the debugger? Double click, isn't it? And this round color is there, it means what? Your debugger is enabled. You can disable your debugger. How? Once you will click on this symbol. Now see, slash got attached with this round color or not? Yes, means your debugger is not enabled. Even you will run it in debugger mode, it won't work. So always remember, whenever you will put debugger, and if you will have this one, now you can put anywhere, you will be having that disable only. See, disable only, right? So to enable it, how you will have to do? you will have to come over here, click on this. Now it got enabled. When you will click on debugger mode, you will have to run it in debugger mode, then only debugger mode will get activated. How to run it in debugger mode? Right click on your application, choose debug as, then select server. Accordingly it will start in debug mode. I'm not going to that in debug mode because I have already explained you, isn't it? Such that you can see the data flow during execution. Now all those data which will you will be filling over here will come. Where it will come? It will come on this page. If it will come on this page, then then it is what? Is it simple Java page or servlet page? Servlet page, right? Means servlet page will we must have to override unimplemented method or not? Yes. But which method we need to override? Do we need to override do get method? No, because we have sent data from front end using post method. So over here we must have to override do post method of that servlet implemented class. Getting my point or not? So for that reason I have imported which one? Do post. You can check it over here. Other options is also available. Unimplemented method. Now see, do delete is there, do get is there, do head is there, do option is there, do put is there, do trace is there, get last init service and init service is also there. Generic servlet and object. So all these also you can import, but this we not required because we are sending our data using do post method. So I have only imported which one? I have only implemented do post method. So this the data will come on this only. Whatever the data will come, we'll have to get it over here, right? To get it, I hope you are already familiar how to get it. Whatever the name you have given to that input field, the same name you will have to give over here. Request dot get parameter. Why request and response? Because servlet is what? Server side programming, where this servlet is running on server Apache Tomcat, isn't it? So from browser, this is what? This is browser only, right? This is client. From here you have filled the value and you are saving it. It means what? You are making a request from whom? From server with these details. With these details you are making a request from server. So all this data on server page will come where? In HTTP servlet request object. All those data will come in this. So if all those data which you have filled will come in this object, so from this object only will have to get. How will get? Request dot get parameter, then give that value name. Input value name, price, date, time, description. By default type is which, and based on that input type you have given, you have to catch it over here. Now all those data you are having in this variable. Do you have or not? Give me guys 1 minute. So all those data are now available where in this variables: exp title, exp price, exp date, exp time, exp description. Exp stands for expense description, expense time, expense date. That shortcut I have used by myself. You can take any variable name. Better to take name according to that value. Now this one I have displayed over here. Now what we need to do, we need to save all these value to our backend, where onto database. How we are going to save it? Do we need to save it as it is, or what? Using that Hibernate we have to save it. For saving it using Hibernate, we must have to have that entity class for saving this one. Yes, for this I have created one entity class. If you are able to see in that entity package, where is that entity package? This is entity package, right? Inside that you are able to see expense.java. So all this value I have to set in that entity class. For that entity class I have defined with same field. Remember that entity field name, you must have to keep the same name as your front page input value name, like title, price, date, time, description. If you are able to see, just you come over here, let me copy it. The same name is available here in that expense.java. Let me paste it over here.